All right, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Rage Entrepreneurship Club event. So today I'm going to be talking about my business. Many of you that know me, my name is Donny. For those who don't know me, my name is Donny Lowy, and my business is Closeout Explosion. It's a wholesale export business. My main website is closeoutexplosion.com, and I'm going to give you a background how I got into the closeout and wholesale business. I hope it inspires you, and I hope you're able to take some of what I'm going to share with you and use it in your own business. And just as a matter of fact, a lot of these ideas, even though they come from a business perspective, I strongly believe you can use them in any type of perspective: social, religious, friendship, career, job, school-wise. Because a lot of these strategies are basically strategies that entail you just being a go-getter. They entail you being successful.
Keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Successful.
thank you. So a lot of these ideas, so you can use them in any area of your life. First of all, thank you very much for for being a professional videographer. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you how it started. I graduated from Yeshiva University. I had a degree in finance. I was working in finance, doing investments. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as fulfilling as being in business. I always wanted to be in business. I love reading about business. I love the interaction you have with people in business. I love the creativity that you have that you need to have when you're in business. I love coming up with new ideas, implementing those ideas, executing those ideas, and hopefully seeing them to fruition. So I'm going to tell you what happened. So I was in college. I had a job in finance for Professor Brown. I enjoyed working for him. He started basically a hedge fund, which was an activist hedge fund. We would take positions in penny stock companies, and he would try to make changes in those companies. I saw what you can do when you have control, when you have influence over an opportunity. Then I worked in finance, and I always wanted to be in the closeout business. I thought, just to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it turned out to be. I imagined, wow, all you'd have to do is buy closeouts, buy them at 10% of the original retail value, and then of course, how can you not make money if you're buying a $50 item for only $5? As I soon discovered, there are opportunities, and there were opportunities to make money, but it definitely is hard, and every business has its challenges. One thing that I like to share with you is that according to the barrier to entry, usually the rewards are corresponding, and I'll explain to you what I mean. If it's extremely easy to do anything, you're going to attract a lot of competition. You're going to have a lot of people who are going to want to do something. And if a lot of people get into that type of business, of course the competition is going to be there, and therefore, since you have a lot of competition, the prices are going to be driven down, and also by default, because something is very easy to do, it attracts a lot of people, and therefore the profit, the opportunity to make money, is substantially lower. Now, I don't want to get too technical with you, but I just want to give you that motivation. If you ever want to do a business or a career or any undertaking, thank you so much. Thank you, real sister, Sarah. Even if you're looking to undertake a religious change in your life and you realize it's challenging, the implicit reason that it's challenging is because the reward is there. Because anything that's worthwhile to do is going to be hard. So let's get back to the closeout business. So I wanted to be in the closeout business. I had a great idea, and I figured I'm going to go buy children's socks, and I figured it'd be really easy to sell kids socks because every parent and everyone out there, everyone has kids, all their kids need socks. So I pulled a mill. There used to be these mills in Fort Payne, Alabama. Fort Payne, Alabama is a town in Alabama. It was considered the sock world, the sock capital. And I pulled up mill after mill. I found one mill that had kids' socks. The guy I spoke to said the mill belongs to my father-in-law. We're out of business. We happen to have 3,000 dozen kids' socks, sitting in our warehouse. I was like, okay, I'll buy them. We negotiated the price. I really didn't know too much about negotiating, so it just consisted of me saying to the guy, can you give me a good price? He said, this is the price. I said, can you give me a better price? He said, this is the price. I said, are you sure you can give me a better price? He said, this is the price. I said, great. I sent them the money, and then I had no idea what to expect. So a truck pulls up to where I was going to store the socks, and the driver comes, and the driver gets out of the truck. It's one of these tremendous, what do they call them, 18-wheeler trucks? Like tremendous truck. And the driver says to me, where are your guys? And I said, my guys, they're not feeling well today. But I said, if I pay you, can you do it? He said, I don't mind to do it, but you have 150 boxes of kid socks on this truck. We did it, I unloaded the socks. Next thing I did, I had to now sell those socks, and I had no idea how to do it. I literally walked store to store selling the socks. You know, go to stores that sold kids' clothing. Went to stores that specifically had general merchandise, stores that had dollar stores, any store that I figured would want to buy kid socks. It was really hard, and I was doing my best. And then a friend of mine started an online catalog company, really great friend of mine. And he said, Donnie, do you want to make your own website? I said, let's do it. Actually, his name is David Crystal, great guy if anyone knows him. If you're watching this video, David Crystal, I want to thank you because you definitely helped me out a lot. So David said to me, hey Donnie, do you want to make a website? I was like, no, David, I'm selling wholesale, not retail. But David's like, just give it a shot. I gave it a shot. I got an order from North Carolina for, at the time, what seemed to me a lot was 20 dozen kid socks. It was basically a box of kid socks. Before that, I was selling 2-3 packages to a store at a time. Fine, I made a website. I still wasn't doing enough business. My father suggested to me, why don't you go to the flea market, set up a spot at the flea market. I rented a booth at Queens Aqueduct Flea Market, if anyone's familiar. That is near JFK Airport. And I went there, I was there for a full season, so I was there basically for 8 months. It was a lot of fun, but it was really hard work. Now, Hashem gave me, and I really say this from Hashem, even though at that point, I might not have appreciated as much as I do now, how everything's in the control of Hashem, and Hashem gives us opportunities. And I'm not trying to say, you know, that like my faith is perfect at any point, like everyone else. I have my challenges, and I do struggle, but I do believe overriding everything comes from Hashem. So what happened is I was at the flea market, I was selling, and there was a Hasidic man, a Hasidic Jew, 2 spots to my right from me, and he had a baseball hat on, but you know, I knew he was Hasidic, so it was payas, and so I went over to him, and I had a hat as well, and I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, what do you mean what am I doing here? I'm allowed to be here like everyone else. And I said, no, I didn't mean it that way. I said, I'm Jewish also. I'm just curious. I never saw a Hasidic man selling at a flea market. He said, my father had a big manufacturing business, manufactured kids' clothing, and his father, thank God now is much better, but he had cancer at the time, and he's like, I'm trying to sell my father's stuff. I said to him, look, you know what, I don't see like, you know, when you're in business or you do anything, you have to have your heart in it, right? If you do something, you got to do it. An expression I learned from a elderly Jewish businessman who was an amazing business person is if you're in business, be in business. So if you want to just look at it from a religious perspective, if you're going to be religious, be religious.
Since you like Russian Jews so much, in Russian you would say at duše.
At duše.
Like from your soul, like genuinely you want to do it. At duše.
Thank you, Rose. That's really good. Thank you.
No problem.
So like Rose said, you have to do it from your soul. And I saw this man, he really wasn't at duše. He wasn't really like into it. So I made plans with him. I met up with him and his wife. They lived up in Monroe, actually Kiryas Yoel, which is a Hasidic town. And I went there, and he had in his garage thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of kids' clothing. Now, in no way am I saying that I deserved something like what happened next after the story, but I do believe that if there's a God and things happen mida k'neged mida, like measure for measure, this might have been a reason why Hashem gave me the next opportunity that I got. So I went to their house, husband and wife, and they had about, at the end, they ended up having about 10,000 pieces of kids' clothing. So I bought the first batch and negotiated the price. When it came time to pay them, and I saw how eager they were and how excited they were to get the money, then, you know, as any person, like, a side of me, which unfortunately we all have our, you know, our good sides, and we have our sides which are more challenging. So, with, like, maybe like the rabbis would call you Yetzirah, your evil inclination, said to me, hey, if these people are so, like, eager, or, you know, I don't want to say they were desperate, but if they're so eager to get 50 cents per piece, when I make my second trip I had to make 3 trips. I had a minivan back then, so I had to make 3 trips to get the clothing. Maybe I had 4 trips, but by the time, but before I did the second trip, I said to myself, you know what, they really need the stuff, and they need the money. I bet I can negotiate further and bring the price lower. Then I said, you know what, no, at that point already, I was learning more, I was, you know, getting more into things, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do things the straight way, and made a price with them, and I'm not going to deviate from that price. So I went ahead, second, third, fourth time, I bought everything at the price we agreed. They were really appreciative, beyond nice people. About a year later, they ended up setting me up with someone, really nice people. When I now had all that kids' clothing, I had to sell it, so I put it up on the website. Now, this is the part where I believe, I mean, it definitely comes from God. I don't get any credit. I only share that story because maybe I could see a way that maybe just since I did something good, then maybe God helped me. So I had my business, I had the website, and one day I get a letter from Macy's inviting me to come meet with them to buy closeouts from them. Now what happened, to give you a background, Macy's at that point was basically selling all of their overstock and their store returns through a company called Genco. Genco is a tremendous liquidation company. They are still in business. What Genco does is they buy the returns, anything you bring back to the store, and the overstock, anything that the store doesn't sell, they buy it and then they sell it to wholesalers and to retailers. Genco at the time was paying Macy's 4 cents on the dollar based on the cost. So if let's say you're wearing a nice pair of Levi jeans and that jeans cost Macy's, let's say retails for $60 and it costs Macy's $35, so Genco is giving them 4 cents on the dollar, which is basically, I believe that means you're giving them about $1.50. Macy's decided that they wanted to sell the closeouts for themselves, but then now they had to start. They had to find different wholesalers. They contacted me. I went ahead to meet with them. At the time, I was 26 years old, so I wasn't a very serious business person. I didn't even, when I went to Macy's, I actually dressed pretty much as dressed now. I didn't even go there with a suit. So the first part is I believe that's straight from God, that is trying to give me the opportunity. I still to this day, I don't have a rational reason why Macy's chose to contact me. They saw the website, they liked it, they invited me. Now when I got there, this is a part that really comes straight from God. I come into their office, I'm waiting by, because they have these lobbies at these corporations, and they're like, okay, I guess I looked at them, what are you doing here? I said, I have an appointment. Now it's corporate America, so they have to be very polite. They can't just say, hey, what's this 26-year-old guy doing over here? Right? I don't know who they were expecting to meet. So they're like, oh sure, we're going to give you a tour of the facility. They gave me a tour of where they're processing all the clothing. When I started the tour, there was a man next to me, a very distinguished man, maybe in his 50s, nice $1,000 suit. I remember the man's name, Donny Lowy, also a very nice guy, very honest and good person. And I asked him, like, oh hi, are you another wholesaler? And he's like, no, I'm the new president for liquidations for Macy's. I was like, wow. So me and him got to tour the facility together. As people might know, I like to talk to people. So me and him made a nice connection. We ended up talking. The next day I get a phone call from him. If I wanted to buy Ted Baker suits, I imagine the first day of his job, he was also looking for things to keep his time, busy before he had a lot of things come his way. So I really believe that was from God also, because the fact that I met this man, this president of liquidations, on the first day that I went to meet with Macy's, and it was his first day on the job, then I think it was a really big blessing. Now I want to focus more on the actual business, and I want to tell you just strategies that I learned on my business, and hopefully you can use them in your own business. The first thing I want to share with anyone is that whenever you start a business, you have to ask yourself realistically who you can be, right? Who are you? Meaning, are you realistically ready to take on Amazon? And if you are, great. And if you're not there, if you're not ready to take on Amazon, then who can you be and what can you potentially do? We could simplify it more. You want to be in real estate. I know a lot of people are in real estate. I know Joshua Ventura, who's involved. He started a real estate business recently, so I can't tell you much about real estate because I just don't know anything about it. But one thing that I am aware is that there's a lot of competition like in every business. It's about connections, it's about meeting people, and it's also about being known for something. And that's what I want to get to. If you are Century 21 or you are, who's another big brokerage? You're any company out there that has thousands and thousands of brokers. So you're going to have to compete with that company, right? But if you are that company, then sure, you have an edge, you're very well known. If you're not that company, then how are you going to compete with a company that has literally thousands and thousands of brokers out there? How are you going to compete with development companies that are looking for the same investment opportunities that you are? So how did I do that through my business? I focus on a very, very specific niche. My initial niche was I bought overstock clothing. I bought department store clothing. I was getting stuff from Macy's. I started getting stuff from other brands later on. But what I basically did was I focused on the niche of selling brand name clothing to Africa. I sold brand name clothing to Nigeria, to Zambia, to Kenya. I sold brand name clothing throughout Africa. And then I focused even more specific. I focused on brand name suits, brand name dresses, and then more opportunities came after that. But now the question is, how do you develop a niche? Right? How do you become known? So first of all, you have to become an expert in whatever you're dealing with. I strongly believe People are very intelligent, they're very perceptive. I might not know anything about real estate, you might not know anything about the closeout business, I might not know anything about the jewelry business, and you might not know anything about the food business, but we all are smart enough and perceptive enough to know when something is a real deal and when someone is knowledgeable. So the first thing you want to do, you want to really learn about your industry. You know, I know we're not in school, and many of you actually are in school, and some of you don't, you know, I guess the word learning doesn't have the most positive association, but I do believe it's important. Many people in business will say, no, I don't need to learn anything. You know, I know a successful person who didn't go to school. Maybe you yourself are very successful and you didn't go to school. But here's the thing, education is not just a paper diploma. It's being educated, is interacting with people, is learning about a subject, is experience you get by trying, by getting involved in something, by speaking to people. And I really recommend, you gotta always read up, you gotta always know the latest trends that are happening in your market. Once you have that knowledge base, you're also going to be able to see what opportunities are there. The flip side of that is be flexible enough that when opportunities come your way, that you are willing to adjust your business model to that opportunity. Actually, our first speaker here, Alex Weiner, he mentioned that, about seeing what opportunities are out there and then, you know, adjusting as opportunities come along. I had a window of opportunity where I was selling a lot of merchandise throughout Europe because the euro was much higher than the dollar, and that meant that they were buying my merchandise at a discount to them because, I mean, I don't think the euro was ever that high, but I believe it was, the euro at one point was 1.5 to the dollar. That meant that they almost had a 33% discount when they bought the merchandise from me. So you see an opportunity, capitalize on it, and also adjust your merchandise, adjust your services, adjust your products for that opportunity. So if you see there's an opportunity in real estate, there's an opportunity to buy foreclosures and sell them to Chinese investors, use that opportunity. If you see there's a neighborhood that's undergoing changes, and maybe the changes really are not to your liking, either not to, you know, what's going to enable you to make money, and you've already invested in that neighborhood, take your losses and move on, or adjust however people do it in real estate. It's another very important thing to know when to cut your losses. When there's a business, when there's an opportunity that's really not going the way you want, there's an expression that don't throw good money after bad money, but unfortunately there's a very good reason why people do that. And I do that as well sometimes now, I catch myself doing it. The reason why people throw bad money after good money after bad money is the same reason people sometimes get into relationships where the relationship is not ideal, right? Where people take on a certain type of a lifestyle maybe that's not that healthy and it's not that good to them. Why? Because once you invested, then you want to validate your ego. You want to actually prove that you were right and that things are going to work out. It's very hard to change. Once a person establishes a pattern, it's very hard to break that pattern. So you have to be aware of these things. And another reason also is whenever you invest in something, then you're hoping to get back where you've invested, right? So it's not that easy to walk away, right? You're not going to easily say, oh wow, I already spent $5,000, $10,000 in a certain business and buying certain merchandise, investing in the property, or I decided to get a certain type of, I majored in a certain area in school, and now it's not really working out.
You can give me an example about one time you done something like showing good money after bad money?
Yes, I can. I'm actually really happy you mentioned that. Okay, I'm actually really happy you mentioned that. So my niche in my market was wholesale. Give her a drink. Okay. So one of the things that I did is I was selling most of my merchandise was brand name merchandise, and thank God it was doing really well. Then I had an idea. I said to myself, if I'm making a certain margin on selling brand name merchandise, why don't I start selling non-branded merchandise? At the time, I was selling, let's say, brand name dresses for, let's say, $20 each, $20 to $25 each. And then I started seeing that you could import dresses from China. You could buy those dresses for $5 each. They didn't have a brand name, but they looked nice to me. And then I brought those dresses into the warehouse, and people didn't want them. And I said, no, you know what? It's got to be that style. Because this idea that I have has to work, right? The margin, instead of me paying at the time, let's say, I don't know exactly what I paid, but instead of working, let's say, in a 10 or 20 or 30% margin, when I was able to buy those non-branded dresses, like the stretch dresses, like you ever see those, like they're pullovers, people wear them at the beach. I was like, wow, I could buy these dresses for $1.50. I could buy these dresses, some of these dresses I buy for $2. I said, forget selling it for $20. I'll sell it for $10. $10, I'll make 5 times my money, and it's amazing. But it didn't work. Then I said, no, you know what? It's not those dresses, meaning I just had to find a different item. So I went ahead, I found another non-branded item, and it didn't work either. And then my customers were saying to me, hey, where is the branding stuff? That's what we come to shop. We want to see more branding stuff. So that's what I started doing. And then I started, no, for Rose, thank you so much, thank you. Then I started, I went back, and I refocused on what worked for me. I refocused on the niche. Now, yeah, I want to give you actually a good strategy how to be known for a niche. And this is actually something you could do literally without spending money. I mean, you need some basics, but you need your creativity, and you're going to need just a desire to work. So, imagine you go to Google. I want to show you something. Let's say you go to Google, and you're searching for wholesale clothing. Here's the thing. If you search for, it's going to be going to right. If you search for wholesale clothing, you're going to see 20 different listings. You're going to see wholesale dresses, wholesale jeans, wholesale jackets, right? But your customers are going to be very specific, right? You're developing a niche. So let's say your customers are people who are looking for wholesale dresses. So you want to stand out in the market. But now I'm going to tell you, even if you want to stand out for wholesale dresses, it's going to be very hard because probably the search results on Google are probably close to 1 million people, or I should say 1 million sites that mention wholesale dresses, whether they're articles, videos, or competing websites, trade associations. So you want to focus even further. The idea is in niche marketing is you want to focus on an extremely narrow target. So if your customers, for a lot of my customers were from Nigeria, for instance. So what I did is I developed a blog, a wholesale website specifically for my Nigerian customers. And in that website, I had articles discussing what kind of wholesale dresses sell in Nigeria and how Nigerian retailers could do well by selling brand name dresses, which brands sell well in Nigeria. What I ended up doing is I generated so much content that was specific for retailers in Nigeria that anytime you went on Google, if you were a Nigerian and you were looking for information on wholesale dresses for Nigeria, my website showed up. Now, how do you do this without spending money? So you have to start writing articles. And this is what I recommend to any business that you have, whether you're real estate, jewelry, fashion, whether you yourself are just developing a reputation for yourself. Let's say you're graduating with a degree in psychology, and now you want to get a job. But people are, of course, you're going to be competing with every graduate who has a degree in psychology. So what I would do is I would start writing articles on the topic of psychology, focus on the niche that you want to be involved in. Let's say you're going to be doing psychology for children. So start writing articles on different issues and different challenges that children might have in psychology. Then when your prospective employer Googles you, they're going to see your articles show up because you're going to be matching the exact niche of the employer. Does that make you guys understand that?
Yeah,
right?
It's making sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like any product, anything that you want to define it as narrowly as you can. Because the more generalized you are, the harder it is. Actually, even use this in dating. Let's say you want to meet someone, and you're a guy, and you're a good guy. You work out, you're shaved, you're good looking, you have a decent job, right? But the truth is that unless it's like love at first sight, in a way you are competing with hundreds of thousands of other guys who have the same qualifications as you. Now, I know it's kind of what I'm saying, it might sound a little harsh, so I really only mean well. So, dating might not be the best example, but the idea is now, let's say as a guy, right, you want to meet a certain type of girl. You want to meet a girl who, you love boating, and you want to meet a girl who's into boating also. If you develop yourself, you let people know that your interests are about boating, and you get involved with boating activities, then girls who are interested in boating will find out about you because they're going to be involved in a topic. When they meet you and you genuinely are interested in boating and they're genuinely interested in boating, you're going to have a kesher, right? You're going to have a real connection. The same thing is in business. You want to develop a niche, focus on a very specific market. Now, I'm going to give you some tips on how to. Now, okay, so I told you to write articles. I'm going to give you some tips which you could actually go on Google now. You'll see Google wholesale dresses New York closeouts. You're going to see my business show. So first thing, just review. You want to decide what niche you're in, what market you're in, and then you want to narrow the market as close as you can. You want to write. We'll start out with articles. When you write articles, you want to have the headlines, the title of the article, should deal with the topic that you're going to be discussing. Make sure your article has different keywords related to the topic, because Google is very smart. What people used to do is to write an article and just stuff the article with different keywords. And then, first of all, Google does have human editors who review the articles, and that's how they decide also which sites to rank higher. They also use links. There's many different things that they do, but on a very basic level, you want to have articles that are genuine. And just like in real life, if I have a conversation with you and you ask me, hey Donnie, what did you do this past weekend or last weekend? And I tell you, hey, I went hiking with a great group of people. So I would actually give you details. Oh, I went hiking in New Jersey. Oh, when I went hiking in New Jersey, there was a lake. There was a really nice lake that overlooked a monument. And when you went to the top, you could see New York. Now, that's the same idea. When you write your article, you want to have as much information as possible so that Google actually sees that's a legitimate article, it's an authority article, meaning there's good information for anything that you're discussing. Google will put that article at the top of the page. What that accomplishes is two things. Number one, your prospective customers will find you very easily. You don't have to pay for advertising. I do recommend paying for advertising. It'll bring you additional customers as well. But I'm showing you now how to attract customers to your website, to your business, without first having to spend money. So you have those articles, people see the articles, they click on those articles, they great. Does two things: visibility, people go to Google, they will see your article at the top, and you have credibility. They'll say, wow, you know, this person, look what he wrote, look at that interesting ideas he has, look what he's sharing, or look what she is sharing. And then they're going to interact with you, and then they'll call you up. Always have, this is true, and I wish there was a way to do this in every area of your life, but always have your contact information on every article, and your business cards, and your website, everywhere. Whenever you interact with people, you never know who's going to be a prospective customer. I have a friend of mine, Efra Minzer. He was a plumber. He still is a plumber. He was a union plumber, and he started his own plumbing business. The first advice that he gave him, which was not exciting at all, but he did it, and he said to me, it worked out for him, is make business cards and literally give them to every single person that you meet. You like that idea as well?
Yep.
Okay. And with that, Rosa, actually, I remember when I first met you, you had a business card for jewelry, right? You were making jewelry at the time?
No, babysitting.
Babysitting, right. Right. So, if you get that business card for every single person you need, you never know what opportunity is going to come. You might say, when you interact with people, what are the chances that this person is going to need my product or services? But this world is extremely close. So, what's the expression? Like there's 7 degrees of separation, meaning there's only 7 people between any 2 people in this entire world. So that you just never know. You give out your card, people hear about it, and you'll get opportunities. An opportunity recently that I had, thank you. This is great seltzer. So one of the opportunities that I recently got was a closeout of handbags. How did I get to that opportunity? So a friend of mine knew a guy whose father owned a handbag company in New York City. He told his friend, the guy in between is in the food business, and when I remember his name, I'm sorry, his name is slipping my memory now. But yeah, so he was kind enough to tell his friend that he knows a guy who's in the closeout business. I went ahead and met with them with the handbag company, Market Handbags, and I bought out an entire closeout from them. It was sample bags, overstock bags, but it all came because one friend on Facebook knew that I was in the closeout business, and that friend had another friend whose father had a handbag business. He made the connection. So the more you interact with people, the more you let people know what you do, the more opportunities are going to come your way. I know it could be kind of challenging because some people either don't want to show off, which is very admirable, and some people are shy. Now, if you're shy, you're going to be successful in business, you're going to be successful in anything in life, you really have to overcome that shyness. Believe it or not, I have to overcome that shyness as well many times. It depends on what situation I'm in. There are some people in this room who are currently laughing, which is completely fine, but it's the truth. It's the truth. There are times when I'm more assertive, times I'm less assertive. But I have to remind myself that if I want to be successful in business and everything, you have to do it. Not to get so super religious, but I believe it's in Perkei Avos. It says that a bashful person cannot learn because they have to be able to ask questions. So that's something really important. When you're in business, when you're pursuing any career, be open to asking questions. And I know it might not seem like a real strategy, but I'm telling you, if you literally tell every single person that you interact with, everyone from the cashier to supermarket to a waiter, what you do, opportunities will start coming your way. As a matter of fact, this is actually an interesting thing. I was in my warehouse one day, and a guy came into my warehouse. Actually, let me backtrack. I was in my warehouse and I got a phone call from a guy, and he said to me, "Oh, do you sell beer?" And I said, "No, I don't sell beer. What made you think that I sell beer?" And the guy on the phone, nice guy, was like, "Oh, I Googled distributors. You came up, so I figured maybe you're a beer distributor." I said, "Look, I actually sell clothing," but he seemed like a very nice guy. I said, "Why don't you come to my warehouse? You're welcome. I sell clothing. Take a look." He came to my warehouse. He worked for the post office. Very nice guy. Looked around and maybe bought like 2-3 pieces of clothing for his son, for his wife. That was it. A week later, a man comes in. Very nice guy. And so I'm poking him out. How did you hear about this warehouse? The way that he heard about my warehouse was through his mailman. That mailman, who had a route, interacted with Steve, my customer. He told Steve, "Oh, I happened to go, I went to this guy's warehouse. He has a good closeout business." Steve, who became my customer, had many, many properties. I think he had 10 different properties in Bushwick. He had empty storefronts. When Steve came and checked in my warehouse, and Steve had a great idea. Steve said, "Hey, you know what? Why don't I start buying clothing from this closeout business, and I'll set up stores in my empty storefronts." So that opportunity all came just from one conversation. And now, even though the mailman called me looking for beer, but that situation could play itself literally 1,000 different ways. You go to the supermarket, interact with the cashier, let her know what you do, give her a business card. You have a waiter, give him your business card. You do anything. Go to your dry cleaners, give them a business card. Give every single person a business card. I have to do it more than I'm even doing it, but at one point I was getting so many business cards. I went to the gas station, I was pumping gas. I saw a man, and I knew he was from the Caribbean, because I have many customers in the Caribbean. I went over to him, I introduced myself to him while he's pumping his gas. I gave him my business card. I said, "If you know anybody that wants to buy clothes and merchandise, let me know." Fast forward, I think it was actually his mom came in, and maybe her daughter or her niece had a store. I wish I remember where. Maybe it could have been either Barbados, St. Lucia, had a store in the Caribbean, and then they became a customer. So you have to be out there. You really have to interact with people. To bring it back to dating, because I know there's a lot of people watching this video who I'm sure enjoy dating. So even though I don't always do it, but I do think, be out there. If you're a guy, hey, ask out girls. Just go for it. The worst thing is a girl be like, "Hey, you're a great guy." She might know someone for you, but it's like in business. You got to be out there. Same for the girls. I know girls really generally don't ask out guys. Maybe they do. But either way, I think there's a way that girls can give off a vibe to let guys know that they're willing to date. And the key is just to just interact. Let people know who you are. And if it's the same thing if you have a job, let everyone, or if you're looking for a job, let everyone know what it is that you're looking for. And always come from a position of strength. That's something really important. When customers come to my warehouse and they start negotiating, and they have every right to negotiate, I have to be upfront with them. I have to let them know, "Look, these dresses that you're looking for, I understand you want a better price, but these are the customers that I have who buy these dresses. And if you are not, hopefully they're satisfied with the price I give them, I'm happy to give them a lower price sometimes, but I have to they have to understand, and I have to have the confidence to express this, that if they don't buy those dresses, someone else is going to buy those dresses." And I hope all my customers who watch this video, I hope everyone watches this video, also does the same thing with their customers. They need to let their customers know that if they have a brand name dress or brand name suit in their store, and if they have anything of value, they have to be able to convey that value. In this way, the customer will understand the value of what you have for sale, and they'll adjust their thinking, and your willingness to negotiate will be influenced by how much of a demand you have for that product elsewhere. Now, I want to give you some more practical tips on how to market your business. So I said writing articles, which is a great tip. Another thing you should do, and I highly recommend this, is to make videos. Does anyone here know which is the biggest search engine in this world?
YouTube.
Second. Okay. So thank you. That actually was what I was going to get to.
Google.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow. So Google is the largest search engine. After Google, you have YouTube. Now, right now, there's a tremendous opportunity with YouTube. And the opportunity is that there's an imbalance between the supply and demand. And here's what I'm going to explain. On Google, there are billions, I don't even know how many websites are out there. Right? Every day, people are uploading new content. Every day, people are uploading new articles, new videos, creating new websites. I myself have many different websites, and there's people who have full-time employees creating websites for them all the time. There's so much content being created for the search engines that if you want to stand out in the search engines, it is extremely hard because there's always content. I've written amazing articles. The articles will be in the top 10 results, and then tomorrow they start getting pushed down because new articles come in. And what I try to do that is, what I've said is, you try to focus, make yourself more distinguishable. Don't just write about real estate. Don't just write about a new fashion brand you want to launch, but write more specifically, clearly to the audience that you want, and what makes your fashion, your brand unique. But here's what I want to get to. YouTube has an amazing opportunity right now for anyone in business. And for even if you're involved in a nonprofit organization, a religious organization, you want to promote it yourself, there's tremendous opportunity. The opportunity is the following. There is not enough supply on YouTube for the demand, meaning there are so many searches being done on YouTube, and there's not enough new supply for that demand. If you go on YouTube and you search for almost any term, you are going to see the same videos at the top all the time. Try it a week later, a month later, you're going to notice it. Unless you're in maybe some of the niches in YouTube people are catching on, there's a lot of new competition for certain niches, but a lot of those niches are still just, there's not enough supply, meaning there's not enough videos being created for those niches. So what does that mean? If you have a store and you're selling pocketbooks in your store, and your store is located in Teaneck, New Jersey, and if you make a YouTube video showcasing your store in Teaneck, New Jersey, and you have a great headline, so the video shows up, and you have a great video description, so your video shows up. When people do a search for handbags in Teaneck, New Jersey, chances are your video is going to show up #1, and it's going to be #1 for a long time. So create videos, upload them to YouTube, and when you have those videos, make sure that you use the terms that people would be looking for your product, and definitely do it. I know a lot of people don't want to be in front of the camera. If you don't want to be in front of the camera, you don't have to. You can take pictures, as you can see in many of my videos. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that I have pictures, and the pictures, it's like a gallery. They follow one after another. You have music, which is royalty free. You can actually create these videos with software. You can create them through YouTube. Make videos, have keywords so your videos show up.
I'm sure even if you don't want to be in the video yourself, you have friends who are very photogenic and very social, and they would love to do it for you.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you. It's a really good idea.
What's the name of your channel in YouTube?
So I have a link for it. If you go to closeoutexplosion.com, you have videos over there. And if you also go to another website, which actually reminded me, I have another website where I have the videos throughout the site. And once you click on one of those videos, you could look at the entire channel. So what I am going to do, I'm going to forward DonnyLowy.com. I think it's a good idea. I have a domain, which is my name. There's another thing I want to mention to. So I have my name, DonnyLowy.com. I have it registered, and I'm going to forward that YouTube channel, the domain, to the YouTube channel. When you're in business, definitely register your name as a domain. This way, when people, if they don't remember the name of your business, but they remember your name, they'll be able to find you. If they don't remember your name, they remember the name of the business, and try to get different variations. What I want to mention on the second website, I knew there was a very big demand, and I only knew it from interacting with my customers. There's a very big demand for dresses from the USA, or dresses made for the USA market. So I created a domain, wholesaleUSAdresses.com. I wrote a lot of articles, a lot of content, uploaded videos, uploaded pictures. So if anyone now is looking for dresses from the USA, any variation of Wholesale USA Dresses, they'll find that website. And also, one last thing, as many of you know, definitely use Facebook. Facebook is an amazing market to promote your business. And the reason is because Facebook is a warm market. What that means, the people who are on Facebook are your friends or people who already know you. When I market my business on Google or on YouTube, my prospective customers don't know me unless they're referred by someone else. So when they first interact with me, I am a stranger to them until they get to know me. But on YouTube, the people who you're friends with are people who already have a connection with you, so they're going to be more likely to at least give you that initial benefit of the doubt and to do business with you. So I definitely recommend that you use Facebook because it's a warm market.
What about other social media channels like
Like
Instagram, Snapchat, whatever else is out there nowadays?
I think those are great markets. I have to myself learn more about those channels, but that sounds definitely like a good idea.
Okay, Cool.
Do you guys have any questions?
So how much time you said that you were doing this business?
I started this business approximately 2006 or 2009. I started, well, I know I hesitated. I started the actual business, the closeout business itself, in 2006. But as I mentioned, I was selling store to store, I was selling at the flea market, I had the website until I really got to the point where I started exporting merchandise to other countries, and that's where I consider like the tipping point of my business, where I went to a different level. That was 2009.
So now you have a store, a place.
Yes, I have a warehouse in Greenpoint. Anyone who watches this video is welcome to visit. Alright, and if anything else?
Address.
The address is 276 Greenpoint Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11222.
It's open to people just to walk in, or
Yeah, you could come in.
what are your hours?
The hours change depending on the season, but I'm of course closed during Jewish holidays. But I'm open Monday to Thursday 9 to 6, Friday 9 to, it could be either 9 to 2, 9 to 4. Summertime I close at 4. Winter months I close at 2 o'clock. Sundays I'm there from 11 to 3.
Nice.
Cool.
Guys, thank you so much, and thank you for joining. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was very interesting.
And if any questions about starting your own business, contact Donny Lowy.
Thank you.
Thank you.